Hello and good day. So, describing various financial levels. Today I'm going to be talking about what I see as some common financial levels and the various explanations of like goals and ratios or like C's of levels of difference. It might make more sense to explain to start with, the financial level of minimum level. That's where you're making enough income to cover your expenses. What I mean by this is whatever income you have, whether it's working at a pizza shop or working at any job whatsoever, as long as it makes you more than your expenses, you're at the minimum level. As long as you keep at steady right now, you're going to probably survive until something else happens that might cause you to be fired, whether it's a slow turn in the economy, or something occurs and the business is no longer doing so well, so you lose your job, or whatever the situation may be, a large expense may occur and now you have no prep room. So minimum level means you're not going to die immediately, but it doesn't leave you with any real room of safety, comfort, and leaves you pretty much a slave, which means the next step is to live on less than you make instead of at the level you make. By doing this, you can develop an emergency fund. That would be at the second level. The minimum level, the next level is the emergency fund, to make it so you have wiggle room, you have a buffer between you and life, however big that may be. Generally speaking, I'd say 3 to 6 months of expenses, plus whatever variance your income may have. If you have extremely slow months, like $0 months, if you are running self-employed or something, then maybe you would have to plan for that. Or whatever, if you're expecting a massive purchase, then you just cash flow and budget that. When I say purchase, I can also mean, expense. Whatever the situation may be. But actually living below your means or making more than you're living at will be able to build an emergency fund and savings. After which, your investment would be, to investing, building passive income of some kind or another. Generally speaking, along the way, by building passive income that secures you, it allowed you to build your normal income, and so on. By having more income, you have more to invest and more to make your passive income. More passive income, the less you need the current income, and the more you can do whatever you prefer, whether that means running your own business or taking a risk that pays off, or whatever the situation may be. So, first level is the minimum level of being able to provide for your lifestyle. Second, or your base need of living. Second is living below your means, therefore being able to make an emergency fund. And then there are a pretty large gap between emergency fund and enough investments and passive income that you can cover your bare minimum and live. So, for example, say you need $20,000 to feed yourself, power and warmth and all the base necessities, including tax and tithe and whatever it has. The bare minimum to survive pre-tax is $20,000 for you. So if you have, say, $200,000 put away in investments making 10-12%, then you are making your bare minimum. But in between then, or whatever your passive income may be, in between the levels, there is a difference between, alright, well, I have 10,000 and maybe I'm making 1,000, versus I have 100,000, maybe I'm making 10,000 a year. The security you have in that is different. And even if it can't completely cover you, plus your emergency fund will allow you to have a little bit more safety and wiggle room, and allow you to better, be safer in your job, be safer in your business, whatever it is you do and plan to do. After you reach that base necessity, the next is to take it up to whatever lifestyle you desire to live at, comfortably speaking. Say that's $50,000, $60,000 without any need to work, and that's what you prefer to be able to live at without, having to forego your needs, or without having to forego certain wants and safety and flexibility and vacation or whatever it may be. So you say difference is 200,000 to 500,000 to 600,000, and then in between those there is a significant more security between having the absolute bare minimum of, as long as it's averaged year, then you will do perfectly fine, although you won't be able to make a whole lot of progress, versus even if you were to lose your job, if you have 400,000 and making 40,000, then you're probably going to be alright. And if you, depending on how low you're used to living at this point in time, then you might be still able to allow it to grow a little bit, and eventually, during the period you're trying to get your career again. And say you get up to the 500,000, making 50,000, 60,000, then you are able to enjoy. But say you've done this really quickly, you still want to work, but maybe instead of your job you want to work a business, your hobby, whatever passion it may be. Well, you're still going to make an income off of that, and you can then continue to invest it and make more. And at that point, you're reaching a level of generosity, which is that level and beyond is a financial generosity of you can live more luxurious than you even necessarily would want to be comfortable, or not want to be comfortable, need or to be comfortable. You can start enjoying, you can help your family enjoy, you can help your friends and charity and whatever it is you personally prefer. The ability to be generous, and outrageously generous at times, builds up and builds up after you reach, a certain point and beyond. If you have $1 million invested making you over 100K, then you're a lot more comfortable than making 30 to 40,000 on a 300 to 400,000 investment. Basically, as you climb this ladder or complete these goals, then you are increasing the security behind yourself and increasing the amount of confidence and risk you can take, because assuming that the risk is for profit, that you have the security and increasing security. Difference between having no emergency fund and living and making nothing more than what you spend, versus having the bare minimum expenses or somewhere in between at the very least, versus having not as much as you like, but more than enough to live if you need to. If you suddenly lose your job and don't or want to quit, you have enough. and then eventual generosity in helping all those around you. So hopefully this helps you guys to have a better idea of the financial goals and ideas, that financial numbers and levels that I tend to talk about, and help you have a better goal and a better grasp of your goal and more confidence as you go in between these certain levels. And if you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them down below. If you'd like to hear more content like this, feel free to subscribe, and have a good day.